Anime gamers deserve better, god dang. Almost every anime game comes out with the same exact format, and I swear it's ruining the great potential that these stories have to tell. Anime games come out as some kind of arena fighter because Bandai Namco struck gold when they decided to make Dragon Ball Z into an arena fighter. And ever since then, it has ruined the creativity of every other anime game. Even just watching one episode from any anime show, you will see that a lot of these shows have nothing to do with what an arena fighter has to offer, and yet it still gets turned into an arena fighter. There's a game coming out called Hitori no Shita. I don't know if I said that right. Hidden Ones. It's coming out, and it's going to be available on PC and phones, apparently. Crazy work. And like, hopefully there's some gameplay plan of what this game looks like. But I hope this game inspires Bandai Namco to do something different and take a risk with their games. And I'm gonna get the ball rolling for them. I'm gonna give them some pitches. So first up, we got Dragon Ball in the Dragon Ball series. First of all, I think Dragon Ball might be one of the only anime that work in an arena fighter setting because the fights in Dragon Ball actually look like what's happening in things like Sparking Zero and the Budokai series. When I play those games, I absolutely see how that can be done in the show. And I don't think that needs any fixing. What I would do to make it, the one thing I would change to make it better, right? I would take the exploration mechanics of Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, and I would put that in to the story mode of Sparking Zero with the fight mechanics of Sparking Zero. The only thing I didn't like about Kakarot was the actual fighting, and the only thing I didn't like about Sparking Zero was the story mode where it's like from episode to episode. I know why they did it. I just think that's how I would make the game funner for both of them. Next up, we got Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer should be a Souls-like game. Just like, instead of making Demon Slayer into a Naruto Storm ripoff and a freaking Mario Party ripoff, make it a Souls game. Oh my God, it's obvious. Have you ever seen the fights in Demon Slayer? If you haven't, there's a point where Akuza is putting a hole in Tanjiro's Ringoku, and Tanjiro's like trying to get this man come back. He's like, "You're a coward. You guys don't fight fair. You guys do all this at nighttime. We fight you on your turf, and you still lose." And he was yapping that big talk. And it reminded me of Dark Souls, because in Dark Souls, as you know, there's no fair fights. You gotta get good to win in Dark Souls. So how do we make this work? Well, obviously, I think we should take a page from Night Rain's book, right? Allow the people to go up to 4-person co-op, right? And basically give them that option to where they can go in as a group or go in solo to cleanse Japan of its demon problem. Now, for the story of the game, we can easily just follow the story of Demon Slayer beat for beat, but I think that would stifle creativity for our players. So what I would suggest we do is, instead of following the story of Demon Slayer beat for beat, let's give them more Demon Slayer. Let's take it to the early days of Muzan's reign, right? This way, now the players can make their own Demon Slayer. However, we're gonna add a unique little twist for the invasions. So we allow them to make their player character, their Demon Slayer character, and we also allow them to make a demon for when they want to invade other people's world for the PvP. The Slayer's role in all this is self-explanatory, but the demon, what they're doing the PvP, we just allow somebody to test their skills as a demon against other players, and like clearly we let them be overpowered as shit. I think that would just be fun. I think just out of nowhere, some other dudes just popping up on you is like, "Hey man, let's run the ones real quick. Let's see what you got." I think that's a fire way to keep a player's attention. The loot system, since we already know that in Demon Slayer all you really got is your sword or your katana, what we do for the loot system is, after they encounter a boss or something like that, or one of the NPCs, they can choose to learn the breathing techniques, maybe some new kind of style of fighting from these fights. And for their demon character, when a Slayer defeats a demon, allow the abilities of that demon to be used to upgrade your own demon. So like, you know how like in Elden Ring, when you kill a boss, and you get the option for when you turn in their soul to turn it into like a weapon or some kind of skill. That same kind of system, but that will be strictly for the demons for when you want to do your PvP, and then you get all your breathing techniques from the NPCs of the game. We always want to allow customization options to where they can recreate the favorite characters from the show. People like Inosuke, Giyu, Tanjiro, Zenitsu, allow that in the game because, you know, some people actually do want that role-playing aspect of where they're like, oh, I want to be Tanjiro. But let's leave that up to them with like maybe presets or something so that they can still always create their favorite characters or create themselves in the game. Next up, we got Attack on Titan, which is easy because Attack on Titan already has a really good game. It's called Attack on Titan 2 Final Battle. Oh my goodness, if you never played this game, I recommend you go find it. Right now, it should be anime month and you can get that game for sale. Play that game. Play that game. It looks terrible. It looks terrible. What we would have to do is we would have to update the graphics. We would have to let it run on higher monitor, like higher functioning consoles and PCs, so that when you're playing, the damn Titans just don't pop out of nowhere like they did in the game. But if you ever played that game, you know exactly how fun it is. What I would do to change that game, once again, after all the stuff, just to upgrade the way that the game looks, because those graphics look like PS2 graphics, except for the cutscenes. The cutscenes were really good for some reason. What we would do, how we would fix the game is we would actually follow the story of Attack on Titan, because it's very obvious when you play this game that at a certain point they caught up with the manga and they were like, well, we just got to make up an ending now. Because that final fight with the Colossal Titan and damn Annie popping up out of nowhere to come save Reina and Berto, it was just screaming like, damn, bro, they really caught up to the manga and had to wing this shit. So we really do got two options right there. Once again, I love the creative character part, so I wouldn't mind if you did want to set this in the earlier days of Attack on Titan, maybe a couple decades before the actual events. And I think it would be a fire game either way, because like I think Attack on Titan definitely deserves its time to actually see the story through video game form. And if we don't want to do that, we can always just go ahead and allow people to create themselves and be like, oh, this is what the early days of fighting Titans was like, and just up the difficulty so it's like, oh man, I'm really screwed. Don't let me just become Levi out of nowhere. Once again, play Attack on Titan. Once again, play Attack on Titan 2 Final Battle. Great game, highly recommend it. One of the greatest anime games of all time. Play it. Next up, we got My Hero Academia. My Hero Academia did get a unique game with the Ultra Rumble. But my note would be, let's not rip off Battle Royale since they're on the way out. You know, they're not as popular as they used to be. Most Battle Royales are dominated by games like Fortnite and Call of Duty. So my note would be, instead of ripping those off, let's take a page out of Marvel Rivals and rip off Overwatch. See, it's there. My Hero is a show about heroes, and Overwatch is a hero shooter. It just makes sense. Obviously, I'm not a big fan of Marvel Rivals. I picked that game up and put it down after 5 minutes because I could not work with my teammates. So what I would say is, let's have that hero shooter mode for the competitive scene, and then for the non-competitive scene, let's just rip off Call of Duty. Oh my God, Call of Duty's been making a game every single year with multiple game modes. Let's just rip off that. Let's rip off their free-for-all, their team deathmatch, their dang domination, secure the bomb, find the bomb, whatever. First-person shooters have so many game modes that we can rip off for a hero shooter, and we should absolutely be doing that. I think just slapping the mic, taking it from first-person shooter, making it third-person, and giving the players the option to go about and just do their thing, I think that would be a glorious addition. Now, for the story mode, there's really two options we can do. Once again, we can always just follow the story of My Hero Academia. I say that stifles our creativity because I think My Hero Academia fans want more My Hero Academia. So what if instead we work with the creator and set this in the early days of All For One's reign? I think that would be crazy because, like, as they always say in the show, they're always hyping it up. They're like, "Oh, things were so bad, things were so terrible." Why don't we do that? You know. So we already got the PvP option. So for the solo for the campaign, I would say, you know what? Let's put them in a city, and you rise through the ranks of the city. You rise up as a hero. I think that's a great way to go about it. And to make it more video game, like I say, we give our character an upgraded form of the copy quirk. So basically what that means is after you encounter a foe, you can basically just use their quirk. I think that would be a great addition, but instead of having like a time limit on it, let's just give, since it's a video game and it doesn't really matter, let's give that quirk a really big upgrade to where you can just use it unlimited until you wanted to switch it out. I think that would be a great way to do a creative character in this game. But once again, we can always just fall back easily on just following the story of My Hero Academia because, you know, it's a good story. But I'm just a risk taker and I want to see more of my favorite shows. For right now, I feel like that's enough anime to talk about. Let me know if you want to do this again because I got a really good idea for the big three of anime: Naruto, Bleach, One Piece. I really got some really good ideas of how to fix those games. Otherwise, let me know in the comments what you think, what anime games you would like to see and how you would like to see them be played out other than Arena Fighters. And please tell me, what Arena Fighters do you actually like? Like, I want to know which ones you actually like vibe with and everything. So just give me a like, follow, subscribe, go about your day. Stay school, don't doing drugs. Drugs don't do school. Wait, no, hold on.